The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Reed finished speaking. 53 alien species, represented by their most distinguished diplomats, stared at the human with expressions ranging from shock to horror to what humans might interpret as pity. Ambassador Trell of the Vespari Collective was the first to break the silence. His translucent appendages trembled as he rose. "Let me understand this correctly," Trell said, voice modulator struggling to maintain a neutral tone. "You propose to send human teams into the Void Zone? The same Void Zone that has devoured 17 expedition vessels from 7 different species?" Reed nodded, her expression calm. "That's correct." "Madness," whispered Representative Dorn from the back of the chamber. The word rippled through the assembly. The Void Zone had appeared 3 standard cycles ago, a growing sphere of absolute darkness at the edge of the Orion Arm. Probes sent inside never returned data. Ships that ventured too close were pulled in, never to emerge. Mathematical models predicted the zone's expansion would reach inhabited worlds within 50 cycles. "The Galactic Council has exhausted conventional approaches," Reed continued. "We believe humanity's unique perspective might prove valuable." The Grand Arbiter, an ancient Melosian whose species had been spacefaring when humans still fought with sharpened stones, leaned forward. "Your species has been part of galactic society for barely 3 centuries. What insight could you possibly have that the collective wisdom of the Council lacks?" Reed smiled. "We're very good at doing things we're told are impossible." 2 days later, the human vessel Theseus hovered at the edge of the Void Zone. Inside, Commander Jack Miller addressed his crew of 12. "The Council thinks we're crazy," he said, grinning at his team. "They've called it suicide. They've called it madness." He paused. "But when have humans ever backed down from a challenge?" His second-in-command, Elena, checked her equipment one final time. "The void absorbs all electromagnetic radiation. Our standard sensors will be useless once we're inside." "That's why we've brought alternatives," replied Miller, gesturing to the modified equipment lining the walls. "Gravitational wave detectors, neutrino sensors, and something our scientists cooked up last month that they're calling quantum echo mapping." "The aliens think we're throwing our lives away," remarked Thomas, the ship's engineer. "They think we're being noble," Miller corrected. "Sacrificing ourselves in a futile gesture. They don't understand that we actually expect to succeed." The crew shared knowing looks. Throughout human history, people had ventured into the unknown, across oceans, into the depths of caves, to the poles beneath the seas, into space. Humanity didn't just accept risks. They calculated them, prepared for them, and then dove in head first. "Final checks complete," Elena announced. "We're ready." Miller nodded. "Take us in." The Theseus crossed the boundary, and darkness enveloped them. All external communications ceased immediately. Standard sensors went dark. Even the viewport showed nothing but absolute blackness. "Quantum echo mapping online," reported Thomas. "Getting some strange readings, but it's working." For 3 days, they navigated the void using their experimental equipment. They discovered that the void wasn't empty. It was filled with matter existing in a state that absorbed all electromagnetic radiation. Their sensors detected massive structures within the darkness. On the 4th day, they found something else. "I'm picking up gravitational anomalies consistent with artificial manipulation," Elena said. "Whatever's causing this void, it's not a natural phenomenon." Miller ordered the ship toward the strongest signal. As they approached, the quantum echo mapper revealed an enormous spherical structure at the heart of the void. "It's a machine," Thomas whispered in awe. "Someone built this." Further investigation revealed the truth. The void was created by ancient technology, abandoned millions of years ago. A containment field had begun to fail, allowing the exotic matter inside to leak into normal space. It wasn't an attack, it was an accident. With their unique human-designed instruments, the crew was able to locate the control systems. Thomas worked for 18 straight hours, applying principles of engineering that no other species had developed, born from humanity's peculiar history of constantly repurposing technology for unintended uses. It's like finding an ancient computer and figuring out how to install modern software on it. he explained as his fingers flew across makeshift interfaces. No other species would try this approach. They'd consider it too risky, too unpredictable. The seventh day, the Theseus emerged from the void. The Galactic Council received their transmission with stunned silence. The void zone will begin contracting within 30 days, Miller reported. We've identified the makers of the technology, a species that vanished from our galaxy 5 million years ago. We've not only solved the immediate crisis, but discovered an archaeological treasure trove of incalculable value. 3 months later, Ambassador Reed addressed the Council again. The void zone has been reduced to its original containment parameters, she announced. Joint research teams are now studying the ancient technology safely. Crisis averted. The Grand Arbiter's voice carried genuine curiosity. Why did your species succeed where others failed? Was it truly just your willingness to risk your lives? Reed shook her head. It wasn't that we were willing to die. It's that we refused to accept that death was inevitable. When other species looked at the void and saw only danger, we looked at it and saw a puzzle. Where you saw madness in our actions, we saw determination. Your species is perplexing, admitted Trell. We've survived on our homeworld by confronting the impossible, Reed explained. From crossing oceans on wooden ships to walking on our moon with technology less advanced than your children's toys. Humans don't ignore risks. We acknowledge them, prepare for them, and then we step forward anyway. The chamber was silent again, but this time with newfound respect. What others call madness, Reed concluded, we call Tuesday. Around the council chamber, alien representatives began to understand. The universe had changed. The youngest spacefaring species had demonstrated something extraordinary. Not just courage, but a uniquely human blend of ingenuity, adaptability, and audacious optimism. What aliens called madness, humans called opportunity. And the galaxy would never be the same.